Hey, well, good morning, Catalina Hills Church. It's Pastor John Stone here with our Tuesday morning devotion. And Marissa and I are not in Tucson. We're away having a week of vacation. And then I'll be speaking at a conference part of this. But good to be with you this Tuesday morning. We're in Psalm 4. And it says, "Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord." Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their new grain and new wine abound. In peace, I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. So as we work through the Psalms, one of the things I want you to really think about is, and you may not have thought about this before, is that when you read a Psalm, you need to read it and think about it in two sort of different ways. And often, and all these Psalms are written by somebody we know, for instance, as this was for the director of music with stringed instruments, a Psalm of David. We know David wrote this. We know that David is writing from his own experience. It's David saying, "Answer me when I call to you. How long will your people turn my glory into shame?" He's a king, and we know his own son attacked him. And we know that as he writes these words, he's thinking about himself. But the other way you need to recognize that you read a psalm is that you need to put it in the mouth of Christ himself. And as we go through the Psalms, and we won't go through every single psalm, or we'd be here for, I don't know, a beautiful long time, 2 or 3 years. But as we go through the Psalms, you'll often hear someone say, "Lord, I am righteous," or "Lord, I have perfectly kept your law. Lord, I have been faithful to the end." And when we're honest as Christians and remembering that the Bible began with Genesis 1, 2, and 3, where we're fallen, in these moments we recognize that it's possible for someone to say, "Yeah, I'm righteous," be thinking about a particular experience as compared to someone else, and that'd be true. But we also recognize there's something weighty and massive about that can only be attributed to Christ. And there's a time to read these when you need that encouragement, when you hear it, and I think that's true in this psalm. But just as we go forward, it's also good to keep in mind that a psalm should be put in the mouth of Christ, and sometimes only he can say it. But what I want you to see in this psalm today, or what encouraged me this morning as I'm doing this, I always do these on Monday, so this is Monday morning, is that clearly this is a psalm where David cries out and asks God to answer him, because that's just what he says in verse 1. "Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer." I just want to say for myself, it's easy to forget that the main weapon, the most powerful tool we're given, is the tool of prayer. And in many ways, as human beings, frail and fallen, and yet trusting in Christ, it's the tool that is the most effective. And he says a lot of things here. He cries out to God in verses 2 and 3, complaining against the way people have treated him as king, and they have turned his glory into shame. And he's frustrated with the people around him as they seek false gods, right? But then he encourages everyone who hears this psalm to examine themselves and to know where they are. But I want us to just today, in these last few minutes, think about the last verse. "In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." I think this is especially a passage for those of us in the West and the United States. "In peace I will lie down and sleep." Well, where does that peace come from? It comes from prayer and from God. And nothing else apart from God can give us that peace. Look, hear me. Guns cannot give us peace. Governments cannot give us peace. Lawyers and Courts cannot give us peace. Schools cannot give us peace. There's something very powerful in that David feels in this passage very alone and very vulnerable. And he recognizes in his vulnerability and in his fear and in his loneliness that what the Lord has given him is prayer. And that what the Lord offers him is his sovereign power over David. Even in a circumstance where David feels shamed by others, ignored by others, he feels a culture around him not with him, not for his God, he recognizes that this prayer is alone where he can find security. And because he's prayed, because he's given it to God, he can lie down in peace and sleep and not have anxiety, because he said, Lord, I can't fix this. Are you willing to say that? I can't fix this. I can't protect my life. I can't set the number of days in my life. I can't do any of that. So, Lord, I'll give it to you, and I will lie down and sleep, because only you can make me dwell in safety. Wherever you are today and whatever you're feeling, cling to this promise. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Hey, it's great to be with you this Tuesday morning, and look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great week.